I accidentally pressed the stop recording button. So, whoops. As the two make their way out the door, I return the gesture to their out of sight. I didn't think they would be so disappointed, and it makes me feel a little bad for ditching them. Still, I have things to do. The girls' dormitory is especially rowdy today, with a number of girls loudly playing games and watching the television in the common room on the first floor. I can hear their voices even now, standing in front of Hanako's door. In odd contrast to the emptiness of the floor she's on, the voices from below make the emptiness feel all the more lonely. I had hopes for Hanako would be in class today. I keep pressing the stop recording button on accident. Not knowing what state she's in, I take a small breath before giving her a few sharp knocks on her barn door. All I can do is stand and wait, doing my best not to feel anxious. As the seconds roll on, I begin to think she might be asleep in there and hear me knocking. The door handle rattles a little before I can raise my hand and knock again, though. The door opens a sliver, an eye appearing in the gap, only just large enough for it to peer through. I'm sure this girl would install a peephole in a dormitory room if only such a thing was allowed. I just stand and smile at her. I don't think words will really help here. After all, the actors return in kind, with Hanako wordlessly looking at me. The gap's not wide enough to see her expression, and I can only guess what she's thinking. Time passes as we look at each other, the only sound being the disembodied gaiety from the ground floor. Not sure how long it takes, but eventually the eye moves away. I keep wondering whether she'll let me in or shut me out until the door slowly begins to creak open. Now that I have a full view of her and her bedroom behind, the first thing I notice is that Hanako's hair is quite damp. She's recently showered, which is made even more obvious by the scent of shampoo wafting towards me. The look on her face seems one of curiosity, if she's not really sure what to make of me. Even so, I'm not really all that sure of what she's thinking. Feels as if she's gone away for a long time and having now returned. Neither of us know what to say to each other. Hanako realizes she's staring, looking away awkwardly before turning to the side and gazing at her feet. I decide to take it as an invitation to step past her into the room, closing the door behind me as I do so. I can see her hands fiddling in the folds of the oversized gown that hangs from her shoulders. I try to concentrate on what I want to say, but the scent from her addles my senses. To my surprise, it's not me, but Hanako that breaks the silence. Why? Because, why did I come here? I was so worried about Hanako, so I came to her room. Then she let me in, and as I had hoped. And then what? What did I mean to do? What did I mean to say? Why didn't I think this through before coming here? I want to make up for what I feel I caused, at least partly. I want to try and remove the distance I feel between us since then. And to see her happy, how can I do that when I don't know the first thing about her? I wonder if this is how Iwanako felt when she saw me lying in that sterile pastel blue hospital bed. Deep sigh steadies my nerves a little and ends by stammering. I don't think I've ever felt this nervous around someone before. When I'm like this, I don't think I can lie, even if I could bring myself to. Hanako would see through it right away. I don't know. I just wanted to see you, I guess. Fingers stop moving, giving me a little surprise. Looking up to her face, she gives a sweet smile and a nod. That was a satisfactory answer for her? Since you're here, I'd like to play a game of chess with you. I almost hang my head in disbelief that all she wants to do after I've been winding myself up so much as play a game. Blah! It's the start. Looking at her face though, a tentative smile pushed upon it, I realized that this is more than that. She could have not bothered answering the door. She could have shut it as soon as she saw my face. She could have asked me to leave. She could have rejected me at many points, but she didn't. Now with this calm face, she wants me to play the same game that we played when we first really spent time together. Spent time alone together. A feeling of relief washes over me. Everything will be alright. Hanako has let me into her world. As long as we can be together like this, I think everything will be alright. It would be my pleasure. Sorry, pop this up. You know. Here we go. The day of Hanako's birthday party is finally here. To be honest, I'm looking forward to see Hanako and Lily in their pajamas again. Hanako's gown has grown on me. It's looking rather cute, though a bit conservative, and Lily's shorts and thin silk and why? How a lovely combination. But the event is staying a little with the memory of Hanako's reaction to it. Still don't really understand what happened, only being able to vaguely guess at the possible reasons for it. But I don't think finding the answer will be as straightforward as asking her. With that in mind, I knock on the door. Wait. I knock on the door next to Hanako's. Is that you, Hisao? Yeah, it's me. You can hear the pitter-patter of footsteps coming to the door, followed by the sound of the lock snapping open. I don't think I've ever seen Lily's door locked before, and it makes me a little suspicious. Once the door opens, the sight is a little underwhelming for her birthday party. Underwhelming, huh? Hanako returns to her seat at the table with a quick smile and a nod, leaving me to close and assume they wanted it to be kept that way out the door. As I do so, I realize that the scene before me is that of an evening tea party, just like any other between the two. Somehow, I don't think I should be surprised. To my relief, Hanako looks relatively calm. The break from class has probably done her good and given her time to wind down a bit. I take a seat between the two at the low table in the center of Lily's room, the brightly colored teapot steaming away between us. Tall brown bag close at Lily's side catches my attention. I covertly try to glance inside it a couple of times, but can't get a good look from here. Looking at Hanako, it seems like she's as curious as I am. Hey, Lily. Lily finishes off the teacup, raises to her lips before setting it down and giving me her attention. Yes? I was just wondering about that brown bag. She pauses for a moment, then gives a slightly cheeky smile. I wondered if people for us are British, because it's cheeky British. That would be a curious present. Formerly, she said she was working and can't join us. Lily leans over, feels at the items inside before raising her arm. I raise an eyebrow as 2 items, not 1, rise from the bag. The glass necks are grasped by Lily's on either side of her middle finger. So this is why she had her door locked. Bruh. 1991. Wine. Why? There are 2 small thuds at the bottom of the pot to rest on the table. 1 red, 1 white. I want to believe that it's fake, non-alcoholic wine, but if it was, there wouldn't be any need to be as circumspect. Alcohol. Seriously. You sure it's a good idea? No, it's not. Inhibitions. Lily smiles politely and giggles. I'm not really convinced that she is. These would be the presents for my sister. Not a bit questionable, but a little shouldn't hurt. Depends on your alcohol tolerance. If Lily took serious of it, I don't think she'd have agreed so easily. That aside, I had Akira squared us along as a serious and responsible type. Maybe like an older. Well, necklace, I don't complain, they don't look bad either. I'm no connoisseur, but at least the bottles look nice, apart from a surreptitious glass of wine or 2 given for my father at family diners. I haven't really had enough to know what's what. That, and I can't really say that I'm a total straight edge. Going by Hanako's impression, she's thinking the same, and it's her birthday anyway. Shall I open one? Sure, I get some. My heart skips as I hear 3 sharp bangs coming from Lily's door. Hanako's head flicks around as Lily closes. Eyes closed as she listens intently. None of us want to be busted for this. Who is it? Let me in, I'm cold! Lily gets out of his side before motioning for Hanako to open the door. She obediently gets up and fusses with her gown before moving. Apparently still not quite sure who it is, but trusting enough in Lily to do as she requests. I can just see a blonde, dark-suited figure become visible over Hanako's shoulder as she opens the door. Happy birthday, Hanako! Thank you, Akira. Hanako gives a small bow while twiddling her fingers in front of her. So this is Lily's elusive sister. Oh god, red eyes. She looks like an anime character. She has blue eyes, she has red eyes. How? Blue, purple, red. I don't know. She looks to be the same height as Hanako and has short blonde hair that's quite roughly, roughly cut. That in addition to a masculine suit and deep voice gives her quite an androgynous effect. Without further ado, she plops herself down on the side of the table across from me. It's nice to have your company after all, Akira. Did work let you off? Yep, she says in a relatively deep voice. So, yep, I have to go back down a bit, but I managed to get enough of a break to drive down. So, this would be Hisao then. Confident smile gets thrown in my direction. I nod politely in return, considering she just jumped straight to using my first name. She's much more informal than her appearance would suggest. Wait, if she already knows who I am, then that must mean that Lily talked about me with her. I wonder what she said. Sorry for not introducing you, Hisao. Hisao, this is Akira, my elderly sister. I see. Nice to meet you. The person in question loudly clasps her hand together, making Hanako jump a little. Akira notices and looks uneasy for a fraction of a second before getting back into his stride. Only now do I realize that Hyuka has unpaid Hanako's scarred and ear undue attention. Hanako also seems to be comfortable, not exactly relaxed on Akira. Well then, I assume their presence got through. No point in waiting, considering Hisao and the birthday girl look like they're pretty eager. What? No! Lily giggles as I awkwardly turn away, a little embarrassed by the fact that I couldn't hide my interest. Hanako's eyes are telling me that she wants to try the wine together with me though, so I settle for a look of badly feigned indifference. Karen manages to uncork the first bottle, and I forget goes to get some glasses before I get to pour the four of them full of white wine. A jars. I heard somewhere that white wine has less alcohol than red, so I think it should be the best to start with. Here's the Hanako and the Lily strip. Cheers! Cheers! What? Cheers! After traditional raising of the glasses, we will take sips of the pale yellow liquid. If it's white, why is it yellow? It's nothing like the stuff I had with my parents, with the fruitiness of the flavor almost entirely hiding the taste of alcohol. Maybe this is what proper wine is supposed to taste like. Then again, it's probably that Akira just chose a wine which would be suited to our taste since none of us are used to alcohol yet. At least I hope none of us are. Lily. Maybe. This isn't too bad. I was expecting something harsher. If you hadn't liked it, I have a few other varieties you could have chosen from. You know, you sound like you know your stuff when it comes to wines. Only a bit. I'm more of a beer kind of person. I'm sorry if you see this for a second, but I need to kind of do something first. Alright, I'll move that later. I have the drink inside pat down though, as if to prove a point. Lily grimaces slightly at her sister's roast. I note that she is sipping from her glass as she does so though. Arian, now that Akira's gift has been opened and sampled, shall we move on to ours? Gifts? That's right, we got you presents. It's your birthday after all. This is for me. Lily pulls out the carefully wrapped doll from under the table and passes it to Hanako. Hanako handles the present as if it was glassware, carefully turning it over to remove the tape that binds. Wait a second. Oh wow, how much was this? It's beautiful. I'm not sure what reaction I was expecting from Hanako. The near total lack of dolls in the room made me think that she didn't care about them. Also, okay, she turns the doll around with the same delicacy she afforded the wrapping, as if she was expecting it to fall apart in her hands. I'm glad you like it. Hisao picked it out, to be honest. Hanako suddenly remembers she's in our lone room, shifts her focus from the doll. Yes, I like it. Thank you, Lily and Hisao. Actually, I got you something else. I reached into my bag and removed the wrapped chest set. Here, happy birthday. Hanako carefully sits Lily's down next to hers and opens my present with the same care that she showed Lily's. Before long, the checkered squares of the chessboard are visible, and Hanako gently runs her finger across the carved surfaces. Oh! Almost by accident, she triggers the catch to the lid. Starting herself in the process, she opens it and retrieves one of the gray pieces. She seems so absorbed in the chess piece as she was in the doll before. They're coral. Natural coral. Coral. Undyed, or so I'm told. Thank you, Hisao. No problem, it's your birthday after all. That's right, my birthday. Again, Hanako's reaction seemed a little off, but she carefully closes the lid. I notice Akira smiling might begin to look very strange. I wonder if she knows anything about what happened in class, given that she seems to be treading on eggshells on Hanako. I'll have to play you again sometime. make sure I'll play you first. What? I don't get it. Aww. She takes the doll she received from Lily and holds it to her chest together, with a small chessboard putting the piece on top. The act seems to settle down somewhat, and we just sit in silence for a while. I think it's one of the few times I've seen her genuinely happy. I'm gonna end it here. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Hisao. In the process of thanking us, Hanako drops the chess piece and fumbles a bit in a rush to retrieve it. Once she finds it, Hanako puts the chess set down and nervously gulps out her wine, just as if the wheel would suddenly rush back into her consciousness and her fastest escape from it was in a glass. Hey, easy there, you shouldn't drink it that fast. It is a party, Hisao. Despite saying this, there's slight concern edge to her voice. Eventually, acquiescing whatever, Lily proceeds to follow Hanako's lead, going at it eagerly. She looks to be taking small sips from her glass and letting the wine settle on her tongue before swallowing. I saw that this is probably the best approach and do the same myself. This is kind of a going away party for you as well. I hope you enjoy your trip at least a little. Lily, hopefully your aunt will be okay. I hope your aunt is okay too, Lily. Lily and I are sitting taken aback by Hanako's fervor to wish Lily well. Look at Akira's face, it's funny. Well, despite her own familial situation, I'm a little impressed. My, thank you both. I'll be sure to convey your thoughts to my family when I meet them. It'll all be fine in the end, Lily. Don't worry about it. As soon as the mood has become noticeable, silent, I try and move things along. Well then, shall we start on the cake? My sensations and intended affect everyone's lighting up considerably. Yes, please. Cake? I didn't know there was any cake. Picked one up before I came, along with some snacks. Well done, Hisao. At least one of us remembered to bring one. Is it ice cream cake? I only eat ice cream cake, because regular cake doesn't taste as good. Mixed in wine and chocolate cake. Yes, it's chocolate. Isn't something I thought would work well, but none of us seem to mind. Conversation is temporarily suspended as you start to eat. I was initially worried at the idea after Hanako's panic attack. I expect the worst from tonight, but I think Lily's idea of giving her good memories of her birthday is working. That and also having it shared with her going away party. From Hanako's reaction to her gifts, I can tell she was really appreciative. Hanako tries to pour herself another glass of wine, but ends up spilling some on the table. She's had a couple by now, so considering she'd never had alcohol before, it's no wonder if she's feeling a bit lightheaded. She's drunk. So sorry, Lily. I didn't mean to make a mess. Look at that face. Usually like in anime when the cheeks are red, or like when they like blush or whatever, or the cheeks are red when they're drinking like alcohol, it usually means they're drunk. Don't worry, I've got it. Whoa. Lily reaches sideways and gently takes the fussing Hanako in her arms, giving me pause. It's okay, Hanako. I'm just happy you're here. She is so much more taller. Hanako gives only a faint nod in response. It's fitting. Suppose that Lily would be the one to support her like this. I have no idea what Hanako would be like if she hadn't. Seeing the two like this even makes me appreciate the fact that I'm privy to such an intimate moment. Even Akira can't help but smile at the sight. I never would have thought I'd manage to find new friends so quickly, and I'm all the more thankful that of all people, the two had befriended. We slowly break off from one another, Hanako regaining herself somewhat while I quickly get myself back on task, find a towel among Lily's tea set, and start mopping up the spillage. By the time I finish, however, Hanako and Lily managed to uncork the other bottle and I topped off the glass. I have. Looks like you're enjoying the wine then. Just don't go too crazy with it after this mind. We all dutifully nod and agree, but her reminder feels a bit silly given that she's the one supplying underage people with alcohol. That's right, they're all like 18. Yup. she's totally drunk. The second glass of wine goes down a lot quicker than the first, and before any of us notice, the second bottle is empty. While Akira is helping us finish them off, Hanako looks to me almost equaling her in the amount she's had. My head feels a little light, but I think I've managed to gauge my own tolerance surprisingly well. Hanako smiles, lazily toying with her doll's hair. I think it's pretty safe bet that she hasn't moderated herself as well as I have. No, duh! I think it was Hanako's intention to get this drunk, but it seems that the alcohol hit her all at once. She has a very light flame, something which wouldn't help her handle her booze well either. Lily cradles her glass, running a finger on the rim. Her cheeks are rosy. She's drunk too, but she's managed to avoid looking woefully drunk. Akira is, as I somewhat expected, largely unaffected. Her smile might be a little wider than before though. Hanako suddenly hiccups and knocks over the door. Oh, here goes Tom and Jerry! Alcohol equals hiccups. I think I should maybe go to bed. Thank you, Hisao. Thanks, Lily, and Akiwa. What did I just do? Akiwa. Akiwa. Yeah, she's drunk. She slurs Akiwa's name pretty hard, barely avoiding breaking out into a giggle midway through. She's completely plastered, and I can't decide whether to should feel a little bad or not for being amused at the state she's in. I feel it's really bizarre to see her acting so carefree. Inhibitions! A shame that it's only with the help of alcohol. Here, let me give you a hand. Kira begins to get up to help Hanako out, but she stopped when Lily gives her a sharp cough. Yes, sir, would you please? Kira looks a little surprised, and I have to admit it, I am as well. I don't mind the request at all, let alone when it's said with such a smile. Just comes rather unexpectedly. Sure, no problem. Oh god. Yep, she's still more up close, she looks drunk as a smile on her face as she's she's gonna pass out. Pick up the chest set and help Hanako stand up. I do feel somewhat responsible for her, considering that other than Akira, I'm possibly the most sober person in the room. She nurses the doll in one hand and offers me the other. Whoa! We stumble out of the door, into the hallway, and into Hanako's room, Hanako bumping into me a number of times on the way. Inside the room, I flick on the light as Hanako turns her attention towards a shelf on her dresser. An elegant doll is sitting on it, staring into the bare room. There you go. You'll be safe in here. Huh. That looks like Lily. That one, I don't know. Hanako gingerly places the doll next to the other one and straightens its dress. They sit in silence, hair and clothes perfectly arranged, just like the teapot in Lily's room. They serve as a distinct contrast to the dull white and grey that permeate her bedroom. Satisfied that her doll, what the heck happened there? Her only two real possessions to save, Hanako takes a step back and stands up, staggering severely, a step forward to catch her if she need be, but she regains her balance without my help. For a while, both of us stand silent as Hanako looks downward towards the cupboard. After a moment sitting in silence, she begins to sway a little from side to side. It's very off-putting. Are you going to be alright? Hanako raises her head and turns around to me as if she only just remembered that I'm also in the room. Oh god. What is unexpected as she takes 2 steps towards me and wraps her arm around my body, her head coming to rest against my chest. I can feel my heart beating as all of my senses feel like they're coming alive again, after the deadening through the previous drinking. The smell of wine on her breath, the feeling of her fingers through my clothing, the scent of her hair underneath my chin. My hands remain out in front of me, not daring to touch her. There you go, Hisao. The temptation is there to hug her, to embrace her, to tell her everything will be fine. But this feels wrong. Really, really wrong. Wrong. Hanako. But I want to stay with you and Lily. Hanako slowing reminds me a bit of Misha. She probably won't be pleased to hear that. You know I can't. You're a girl, and I'm a guy. After all, Lily needs to sleep. She gives a disappointed groan. It's so strange for her to act so forward. Her inhibitions, man! It's like the first time we've seen her face like that. Don't worry, I'll see you again tomorrow, okay? I decided to rest a hand on her head to reassure her, deciding that she's as far as I'll allow myself to go in terms of physical contact with her while she's in this state. Hanako's head nudges against my chest and makes me feel like all the more uneasy with the situation. And as her arms tighten around my back, I quickly decide to bail out. I rest my hands on her shoulders and give her a firm but gentle push. Her grip tightens a little as I do so, but she eventually breaks off. I don't want you to go. Hanako, please, Akira and Lily are going to start thinking weird stuff if I take too long here. It's perfectly true. I really don't want to take any chances, and I feel very uncomfortable right now. I shouldn't try to read anything into the way she's acting right now. I read that aside from alcohol-lowering inhibitions, people can react to getting drunk in many different ways that don't necessarily reflect reality. And even without that, there are plenty of ways to interpret what she's saying. As long as she's safe, I'm going to try and get her out of her room as soon as possible. Hanako hiccups again, looking a right mess as she stands up and looks downcast in the center of the room. Personality changed as she drank more and more, and now all alone in the room with me. Her previous brightness seemed to have left her. Was she just acting upbeat to make sure she didn't worry? And as she, what could I possibly do for her? Because I do exactly the same thing in regards to my own condition. Distancing myself from my thoughts, I eventually managed to corral Hanako towards her bed, though her attempts to tame the wild sheets on it end up accomplishing a little. Sorry about tonight, Hanako. I know you probably won't remember any of this, but happy birthday. I'm sorry I couldn't do more for you. She looks at me for a moment. I have no idea what I said actually got through to her. For any chance to ask is lost as her eyes peacefully close. I sigh in relief before quickly backing away from her and leaving the room, flicking the light switch as I go off. I hesitate a little before opening the door to Lily's room quickly rehearsing what I should say if I get questioned about Hanako. After a few seconds I still can't come up with anything. I open the door and make sure to close it behind me, lest any passing students catch a glimpse of the wine, before turning my attention to the two girls at the low table. Kyo was casually smiling as is Lily. I work on to change the mood from Hanako's room. Is that Yuki-san? Yeah, I got Hanako to her bed. She's sleeping now. That's good. I thought she drinks quite so much. But hey, it's fine. She's all safe and tucked up in bed now with the way she is. She awkwardly trails off though. Lily and I would hardly protest, but feeling so anxious and fearful, drinking will give an easy out from those constant feelings. Wish I could do more for her. I feel useless. Looking at Lily, I think back to what I asked myself in town. My relationship with her is that of a friend, and has only ever felt that way. But now I think I know why. Lily's been there for both Hanako and me since I first met her. But she's like that for everyone, trying to do her best, trying to make them feel better. With that in mind, then what's the bond between me and Hanako? Though rescuing a relationship following the panic attack I inadvertently triggered during class. Feel like we're back to being friends, but she's on my mind more. Can't say I view any other girl in quite the same way, but maybe it's just a normal reaction to someone acting like this. Say, Akira! She yawns before looking at me. It is getting pretty late. You know about what happened with Hanako, don't you? Yeah, Lily told me. I negotiated pretty hard for a break so I could come down and help make her birthday a bit brighter. We get along pretty well. Surprisingly, here's someone as extroverted as her, but if Hanako came to know her through Lily, maybe she had time to get used to Akira. And on that note, I better get going. I'm already going to be late, a bit late as it is. But it's already so late. Sorry, we had a bunch of work job on, so overtime it is. She levels herself up with a grunt and heads past me towards the door. Just before she leaves, she turns back towards us. Haven't forgotten about the time for the flight and all the rest. Don't worry, I have everything ready. It's just a matter of packing when it gets closer to time to leave. I gotta go. I'll see you guys later then. And with that, she disappears through the door with her hand held high in farewell. Your sister is something, alright. Probably should have thought that comment before saying it. Regardless, Lee seems quite amused at my appraisal. You okay after all that drinking, not wasted, and just hiding it well? I assure you, I'm quite alright. I can moderate myself. You seem quite self-possessed as well, if I do say so myself. I guess your moderation applies to me as well. With a little hesitation, I take a seat at the table in front of Lily. I want to address this directly, if for no other reason to settle my own thoughts. I've been meaning to ask this, but it took me a while to make up my mind. Do you have any idea what triggered that panic attack? I gathered it was something to do with a birthday, but I don't know anything more. Even Akira was being really careful around us, so I assume she knows as well. Lily's smile drops. The gaiety at the birthday party now well and truly over. To be honest, I'm not sure of all the details myself, and I'm sorry for burping. Hanako told you that she was in the house fire. She told me as much after we met and spent a lot of time together. Other than that, she quite simply never told me. She never told you? Still make the worst, what does she have to look back upon? The life of isolation and probably even death of her family? Maybe even going as far as blaming her existence for her death. Everything about little I know. My mouth is so sore. You guys can read this from now on for a little bit. She moves to speak, but stops herself as soon as she does and rethinks it. A bit off-putting. I'm gonna end it here.